So you're here because you want the real scoop on the solar PV mounting systems market, right? Without drowning in data.
Exactly. And we're going to dive right into it.
This isn't just about, the metal frames holding up solar panels. It's really the foundation for this whole solar energy boom.
It absolutely is. And it's a market that's, well, it's really accelerating. We're talking serious growth here.
How much growth are we seeing?
Okay, so the research from Cognitive Market Research estimates it's jumping from around, 39.6 billion US dollars in 2024 to a projected 73.3 billion by 2032. That's an 8% compound annual growth rate.
An 8% CAGR. That's pretty significant.
It is. So understanding who the big players are and, what makes them tick in this fast-moving field, that's crucial.
Absolutely. So our mission today basically is to cut through the noise. We're digging into this market research, pulling out the key stuff about the top manufacturers. We want to give everyone listening a clear fast track to understanding who's leading the pack and why it matters.
A shortcut to being well-informed, you could say.
Exactly. And our main source here is that comprehensive report from Cognitive Market Research. Okay, so let's start with what's actually driving all this growth.
Well, the biggest thing, as you mentioned, is the huge global shift towards renewables. Just more and more solar going up everywhere.
Residential, commercial, those huge solar farms.
Exactly. All needing mounting systems. But beyond that baseline demand, it's also about technology. Big improvements in panels, yes, but also in the mounting systems themselves. They're getting smarter.
Right. It's definitely more complicated than just like slapping panels on a roof or in a field.
Oh, absolutely. The research really stresses how critical these systems are.
How so?
They have to get the angle just right for maximum sunlight. They need the strength to handle wind, snow, you name it. And they've got to last for decades. It's all about performance and durability.
Makes sense. Whether it's your house roof or a massive utility project.
Precisely. That underlying engineering is key.
Okay, digging a bit deeper then.
Yeah.
What specific factors are really pushing things forward according to the research?
Well, there's several big ones. Government policies are huge. Incentives, renewable energy targets. That helps a lot.
Sure.
Then there's the falling cost of solar panels themselves. Makes the whole proposition much more attractive economically.
Yeah, that's been a game changer.
Definitely. Plus, simple urbanization means more energy demand. And then specifically within mounting, you have advancements in tracking technology.
Tracking. Those are the systems where the panels actually move, right? Follow the sun.
That's them. You've basically got two main types. Fixed tilt, where they stay put, and tracking systems. And the report notes that tracking systems are really gaining traction.
Why is that? Just better energy capture?
Pretty much. They squeeze out more energy over the day. Of course, it's a trade-off. They're usually a bit more complex, maybe cost more up front. But the extra energy can make it worthwhile.
Right, the long-term return. And what about the actual stuff they're made of? Any changes there?
Yeah, material science is playing a role, too. We're seeing a lot more use of things like aluminum and galvanized steel.
Lighter. Stronger.
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
Better strength-to-weight ratios, plus better resistance to corrosion. That's vital for longevity, especially in tough climates. Makes installation easier, too.
Okay. Let's talk location. Where's all this activity happening? Is it global or concentrated?
It's pretty global, but the Asia-Pacific region is definitely leading the charge right now. Think China, India, massive solar projects, strong government push.
Right.
But North America and Europe are also seeing really strong growth, driven by corporate sustainability goals. Government incentives there, too.
And the report mentioned something about installation getting better.
Yes, advancements in how these things are actually put together on site.
Yeah.
Making it quicker, using less labor. That helps bring down the overall project cost significantly.
That's critical for large-scale stuff. Now, you mentioned smarter systems earlier. I saw AI and IoT mentioned. How does that fit in?
Yeah, that's fascinating. We're starting to see AI being used in the tracking systems for real-time adjustments. The AI looks at the weather, the sun's position, and optimizes the panel angle constantly through the day.
Maximizing every bit of sun.
Exactly. And IoT sensors. They allow for remote monitoring, better energy management, predictive maintenance, spotting issues before they become big problems.
So the mounts are becoming active parts of the system, not just passive structures.
Precisely. Moving towards smart infrastructure, it hints at where things could go.
Okay, clearly a very dynamic market. Now, the research uses specific criteria to sort of rank or evaluate the companies in this space. What are they looking at?
Cognitive market research uses a few key metrics. Number one is revenue and market share. That's kind of the obvious one.
Sure tells you who's winning the big contracts.
Exactly. It shows who can land the large projects, who has the distribution, the partnerships with the EPCs, the big construction firms. Basically, it reflects financial health and manufacturing muscle.
Okay, so size matters. What else?
Product innovation, ear critical. Are they developing better trackers? Systems with adjustable tilt for different locations or seasons, using advanced materials.
Right, making them more efficient, tougher.
Yes, and also cost-effective and easy to install. Plus, handling tough weather wind resistance, snow load capacity, that's all part of innovation.
So it's about the tech, but also practical things like installation.
Absolutely. And that includes smart features too, like that AI tracking we mentioned,
Right.
maybe automation in the installation itself, modular designs for flexibility.
Got it. And I guess where they operate also matters, their global footprint.
Definitely. A strong geographical presence, especially in those high-growth solar regions, is vital.
Why specifically?
Well, it lets them tap into local demand, benefit from regional policies. Having local manufacturing can cut down on shipping costs, supply chain headaches, and lets them tailor solutions for specific local conditions like, say, coastal areas needing more corrosion resistance.
And partnerships.
Crucial. Collaborating with panel makers, battery storage companies, developers, it builds a stronger position, helps lock in projects.
So it's a whole ecosystem play.
Yeah.
And the last criterion mentioned was R&D investment.
Yes, research and development. You absolutely need ongoing R&D to stay ahead.
In what areas?
Material science, finding lighter, stronger stuff. System efficiency, squeezing out every possible watt. And automation in manufacturing to keep costs down. The companies vesting here are likely the ones who will lead in the future.
Makes sense. Continuous improvement is key. Okay, we've got the market picture, the evaluation criteria. Let's get to the names. Who does the research identify as the top manufacturers right now?
Okay, the report lists the top 5 as Arctech, Array Technologies, Clenergy, First Solar, and Jinko Solar.
All right, let's take them one by one. Arctech, they're #1 in market share.
Correct. Arctech holds about 15.0% of the market currently. They really focus on single-axis trackers and fixed tilt systems, mostly for utility and big commercial projects.
And their revenue?
Estimated around $1.2 billion for 2023. Pretty substantial.
What about their products? Anything stand out?
Their main lines are the Skyline 2 tracker and the SkySmart series. They're known for being adaptable to tricky terrain, really good wind resistance, and boosting energy generation.
And they're using that AI tracking.
Yes, that's a key feature for them, that real-time optimization using AI. They've also expanded aggressively, big presence in China, India, the US, Latin America.
All right, AI optimization is definitely a high-tech edge. Next up, Array Technologies, 12.5% share.
Array is another major player, also focused heavily on solar trackers for utility-scale projects. Their 2023 revenue was estimated at about $1.0 billion.
And their key products.
The DuraTrack and SmartTrack systems, known for reliability, handling high winds well, and needing relatively low maintenance.
What makes them different?
They're pushing cost-effective advanced tracking too, but using machine learning. Their systems learn and adapt panel angles based on weather patterns and site conditions.
Machine learning. Interesting. Where are they expanding?
They're making moves in Latin America, the Middle East, Africa, and the report mentions they're really focused on improving their supply chain and using more automation to cut costs.
Okay, another tech-focused player. Let's talk about Clenergy. 10.2% market share. Their focus seems a bit different.
It is, yeah. Clenergy is more diversified. They do rooftop systems, ground-mounted, and they're also into floating solar racking.
Floating solar, like on reservoirs.
Exactly. It's a growing niche. Their estimated revenue was around $820 million in 2023. Their main product series is PV Raki, known for being durable, modular, and customizable.
So more adaptable, maybe.
That seems to be their strength. Solutions for residential, commercial, utility, the whole range. They also emphasize sustainable materials and corrosion resistance, good for harsh environments. And being based in Australia, they apparently have a focus on systems for extreme weather.
Interesting niche with the floating and extreme weather focus. Okay, next is First Solar, 9.8% share. They're a huge name in panels.
Right. First Solar is primarily a thin film panel manufacturer, but they offer integrated solutions, including mounting. Their mounting systems business was estimated at about $780 million in revenue for 2023.
And their focus with mounting.
Mainly utility scale. And their systems are often optimized for high-temperature areas, which suits their thin film panels well.
So it's about synergy with their own panel tech.
That's a key advantage, yes.
Yeah.
Offering customized racking designed specifically for their panels. Key markets for them are the US, India, the Middle East. And like others, they're investing in automation and AI for efficiency.
A very integrated approach then. Lastly, Jinko Solar, 9.2% share, another massive panel maker.
Exactly. Jinko, one of the world's biggest module manufacturers, also provides integrated solutions, including mounting structures. Their mounting revenue was estimated around $740 million in 2023.
And their strategy.
Pairing their high-efficiency modules with custom racking, they're doing specialized cracking systems too, particularly for bifacial panels.
Ah, the panels that capture light on both sides.
Correct. Need specific mounting and tracking to maximize that benefit. Jinko is also investing heavily in automating their racking production and using intelligent tracking and AI-based monitoring. Plus, they have a huge global reach over 100 countries.
Okay, so the top 5 are a mix. Some pure-play mounting specialists, others are big panel makers offering integrated systems. But the report says it's getting more competitive. What threats do these leaders face?
Yeah, the research definitely flags increasing competition. While those top 5 are dominant now, other established names like K2 Systems, Mounting Systems, Nextracker, Schletter Group, Soltech, they're all feeling the heat from newer, disruptive companies.
Which companies are shaking things up?
The report specifically calls out Clenergy, who we just discussed, is also being disruptive in some areas, plus PVH, which stands for PV Hardware, Game Change Solar, AK Komi, and RBI Solar. They're gaining ground.
And what are these newer players doing differently? What's their edge?
Often it's a focus on really innovative racking designs, maybe more advanced automation in their factories to lower costs, and aggressive expansion into new markets. PVH, for example, leverages its expertise in tracking tech.
So being nimble and maybe focusing on specific tech or cost advantages.
Seems like it. They might be quicker to adopt high-efficiency installation techniques or ensure their systems work perfectly with the latest panel types, like those bifacial ones. That helps them carve out a space. PVH specifically is noted for leveraging its solar tracking know-how.
And I guess changing energy policies around the world probably help create openings for new companies, too.
Absolutely. That global push for renewables creates a fertile ground. New government targets, new incentives. It opens the door for companies with compelling, cost-effective solutions to jump in and scale up quickly. It definitely keeps the established players on their toes.
So what specific advantages are these newcomers using to compete effectively?
The report highlights a few things, really focusing on cost-effective installation, making it cheaper and faster to deploy.
Lowering those upfront costs.
Exactly. Also, ensuring their systems are super durable and reliable for the long haul, minimizing maintenance, and crucially, making sure their mounts work well with newer tech like bifacial panels. That compatibility is key.
Makes sense. Address the cost, the reliability, and the future tech. Now, flipping it around, if a company wanted to enter this market now, what advice does the research give them? What should they focus on?
The report suggests focusing on sort of 3 main pillars. One is technology, keep pushing the innovation. Second is cost efficiency, be lean, be smart about manufacturing and installation. And third is adaptability, stay on top of solar trends.
And the ultimate goal.
It really comes down to helping lower the LCOE, the levelized cost of electricity, making solar power cheaper overall. Efficient mounting is a big part of that equation.
So how can they practically achieve that? Any concrete suggestions?
Yeah, things like developing modular, lightweight designs, easier to transport, faster to install, less labor needed. Embracing automation in assembly. Using digital tools like AI for wind load analysis to optimize designs for specific sites, making them efficient but not overbuilt.
Using tech to refine the designs.
Right. And sustainability is huge now too. Using recyclable materials, corrosion-resistant coatings that last longer, eco-friendly production that resonates with customers and investors.
It's becoming table stakes almost. Anything else crucial for newcomers?
Collaboration, definitely. Partnering up with developers, EPC firms, utilities, that gives you market access, credibility, and of course navigating all the different standards and regulations in various countries. That compliance piece is non-negotiable.
Okay. The article also seemed to point to 3 specific technological areas for new entrants to really focus their innovation. What were those?
Yes, 3 key areas. First, advanced solar tracking systems. The goal here is cost-effective, durable, low-maintenance trackers, single or dual axis, that significantly outperform fixed systems.
Okay, better tracking. Second, lightweight mounting materials. Think advanced aluminum alloys, maybe even composites. Things that cut weight without sacrificing strength. Reduces transport and labor costs, improves longevity.
Lighter but strong materials.
And third, AI-driven structural optimization. Developing software that analyzes a specific site, the wind, the terrain, the sun path, and recommends the most efficient, customized mounting setup, maximizing energy, minimizing costs.
Smart software for smarter structures. Those all sound like areas ripe for disruption. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what are the main takeaways from the research on solar PV mounting systems?
I'd say first, this market is booming, driven by the big renewable energy push. Second, you've got clear leaders, Arctech, Array, Clenergy, First Solar, Jinko, each with their own strengths.
Right.
Third, it's getting way more competitive. New players are coming in strong with innovation and smart strategies. And finally, for anyone in this space, the key to long-term success seems to be constant innovation, focusing on sustainability and smart strategic expansion. Absolutely. It's definitely not a market where you can stand still. Technology and competition are moving fast. Thanks. That was a really thorough breakdown.
My pleasure. It's a fascinating sector.
It really is. And for everyone listening, here's something to chew on. With material science and AI advancing so quickly, how might these mounting systems evolve beyond just holding panels? Could they become, I don't know, more integrated, more intelligent parts of the energy grid itself? Think about functionalities beyond just support. What else could they do? Definitely something interesting to consider. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.